one of my favorite books of all time, and this is not exaggerating it. Book came out, I think, early 2000 or 2019, but there's hype to this book, and for good reason. So this book by James Clear is one of the best books I've ever read, and I've read hundreds and hundreds of books already. And this one is something I would recommend to a person that would like to embrace change or someone that's having difficulty developing new habits. So this really is a great book for me. It's something that I'll probably read over and over again just to remind me of things that I want to improve on. Like I want to remove some bad habits that I do have, and I want to create some new and better habits. And this book helped me create new, better habits for myself. And it's been a blast. I have here 10 important lessons that I want to share with you that I picked up from the book Atomic Habits. Let's dig in. First on the list is to focus on the process and not the product. What does that mean? The goals here are, number one, you want to set a direction. Number two, you want to restrict happiness. And I'll tell you more about why you want to restrict happiness. And three, momentary change. The system for that, and it's being explained in that book, is to have long-term change to keep you motivated. And number three is it's best for making constant small progress. Here's the thing. Winners and losers, they both have the same goals. It's the process that separates them from each other. Both persons want to reach A to Z. The thing is, the winner goes through B to Y. The problem is losers, they want to focus on just going from A to Z. They don't care about going from B to Y, and that's the problem. Focus on the process, the B to Y, and not the end product, which is letter Z. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let's go on with number two is change your identity, change your habit. Let me explain. You believe what you tell yourself you are. If you tell yourself you're a loser, then you are a loser. If you think you're yourself as a winner, then you are a winner. It all starts with here. If you think you can't, then you can't. If you think you can do it, then you can do it. It all starts here, not from here. When you say you are healthy, you are a leader, you are successful, you are an investor, you are a pre-millionaire. I said pre-millionaire because you're not yet the millionaire, so you are a pre-millionaire. So you're setting your mindset for receiving more wealth for yourself. What happens with that? When you tell all these things, happy, leader, successful, investor, millionaire, it means that you're changing your mindset. You're changing how you think about things. When you change your mindset, you absolutely start to change your life. This is how people say, I've changed my life completely. It starts here. So that's number two. Change your identity, change your habit. Let's go on to number three, which is progress requires you to unlearn. Just how important it is that you learned good habits and bad habits, you can also unlearn good and bad habits. I'll tell you how. To constantly improve, edit and upgrade what your knowledge is about things. Here's how. Number one, you want to travel. Two, be open. Three, meet new people. Four, stop procrastinating. And number five, get out or step out of your comfort zone. Comfort zone is where growth does not exist. Learn things so you can unlearn old things. If you're used to doing the same things over and over again and it's not getting you anywhere, it's time to unlearn that and learn something new. So one important factor here is that every time I talk to a client and they always tell me, oh no, Antonio, that's not how we do things around here. And that's a sign that that company or person is unwilling to learn. Every time someone says, no, that's not how we do it. And we've never done that over the past 20, 30 years. Okay, if you're thinking that way and you're never open to changing things and you say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, it's broken already as it is. So learn how to unlearn things and be open to change. That's the only way you'll start growing even further. So that's number three, unlearning for progress. Number four, design your environment for success. You are a product of your environment, which means to be successful, create a world where you thrive, or you're doing great, you're doing good. You eat healthier, you eat better and cleaner food. Number 3, you push yourself even further. When you're doing your workouts, instead of just doing 3 sets, you're doing 4 sets. Instead of doing 4 sets, you're doing 5. You're pushing yourselves to your limit, and you start to exercise more, right? There's triggers for you to start exercising more. You minimize distractions as well. So those 5 things: you thrive, you eat healthier, you push yourself even further, exercise more, and you minimize distractions. So control the world before it actually controls you. Control the environment that you're in, or else it will control you. So that's number 4. Let's go to number 5, which is make 1% improvements. 1%. And you're going to tell me 1%, that's nothing. Here's the thing. Mastery requires patience. You can't be a beginner and tomorrow you'll be a master at something. That's impossible. If you said that you want to be the best pilot in the world tomorrow, that's impossible. No one is a overnight success. How do you make small improvements? Number 1, you want to win the most tiny little battles every day. It's a battle against yourself. Number 2, make small shifts in direction. You don't want to be routinary in things that you do. Number 3, make a choice that is 1% better than it was yesterday. And number 4, break larger goals into smaller ones. If you say you want to make 10 million pesos, let's say, okay, let's start with 1 million first. It's part of the goal. You can't get to 10 if you don't have 1. So you start with 1, get to 2, 3, 4, and then sooner you know it, you're at 10. So you want to make small adjustments and the results would be massive. You'll be surprised at the things that you achieve if you're open to doing 1% change. Imagine this: when an airplane flies, it has 1 coordinate. And the moment that the pilot shifts just 1 degree from the start, it goes into a completely different direction altogether. And I've learned that through YouTube, actually, from pilots. So they said that if your direction is, let's say, 107 and you adjust it to 108, you're not going to land where you're supposed to land. You're going to land somewhere else, and it's not a landing strip. So if you say 1% does not make an exponential change, it does. So that's number 5. Make 1% improvements every day. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video that you're watching right now, subscribe to the channel would be a net positive for you. Let's go to number 6. Time magnifies the margin between success and failure. Patience is a virtue. It's a huge cliche, but it's so true. Good habits take time to form. Absolutely. I didn't start working out until, I started with the most simple things like push-ups, jumping jacks, squats, those basic things, and doing the smallest types of reps, like 5 reps, 7 reps, 10 reps. Before you know it, you're at 10. How do you create better habits for yourself? Number 1, like what I said, start small. Make it easy, all right? When you say, I have to work out, change that to I just need to do 5. Start with that and make it obvious as you can. That's number 2. I need to work out on my lower body or upper body. Number 3, make it fulfilling. Give yourself a reward for working out. Number 4, make it attractive. Give a reason why working out for you could be attractive. The most powerful outcomes are always delayed. You don't check a seed that you planted every day to see if it grew or not. You want to keep doing that process over and over and over again because you're not going to see any results right away. People who always look for results after they work out for a week and they look at themselves in front of the mirror and say, there's no change that's happening. Of course there's not. It took you, how many years to get to where you are right now, and you're expecting change in a week or a month? That's crazy. Don't believe that. Don't believe people who say that you can get a better body and a greater body that's meant for GQ in just 30 days. Unless you already have a chiseled body, yeah, go ahead. But if you don't have that kind of body yet, it's going to take some time. But if you stay consistent, then you will get what you want. Just remain focused to it. Let's go to number 7. Number 7 is focus on your current trajectory, not the destination. The trajectory in a graph is this, right? This is the trajectory. And this is the destination. So from here, you go from here. So don't focus on this one. Just focus on this. This is where you want to focus on. Your trajectory determines what destination you're going to. If my trajectory went a little to the left, I'm going in another direction. If I keep doing this, I'm going in one direction instead of going this way. Maybe that way. How do you change your trajectory? Number 1, change your habits, of course. Number 2, change your mindset. Number 3, change your purpose. Number 4, change the influence in your life. Start listening, start watching, start reading from people that you want to be in the future. So the journey is the destination. Don't enjoy the results, enjoy the process of growing. So that's number 7. Focus on your current trajectory and not on your destination. Number 8, small changes compound. I think this is something I also read in one of my favorite books by Darren Hardy. It's called The Compound Effect, wherein small constant changes compound over time. Just as you need 1,000,000 to make 10,000,000 or 100,000,000, you need the small ones. You need the small victories. So success is the results of your daily habits. What you do every day, believe me or not, it compounds over time. Mastering new skill as much as possible. Number 2, automate old tasks that you do, like checking emails or doing some household chores that you need to. Those are tasks. It will not improve your skills. If you check your emails every day, that's not going to make you a better person. It's a task. If you're cleaning the dishes or if you're cleaning your car, it's a task. Those are not things that results to a greater goal. Those are things that you need to do, not things that will make you better. People think that activity is productivity. It's not. Those are two different things. Master new skill, automate old tasks, and also complete one extra task if you're done with your tasks for today. If you said that you're gonna read 2 books, why not 3? If you've worked out in the morning, why not do an extra run in the afternoon? I don't know. What is negative compounding? If there's positive compounding, or there's also negative compounding. What's that? It's number 1, stress. Number 2, anxiety. And number 3, thoughts. Stress, anxiety, and thoughts. If you compound those over time, it's gonna be bad for you, regardless. So the quality of our life is determined by the quality of habits that we have. If you continue to stress yourself or be anxious about things that has not happened yet, or you have thoughts about negative things throughout the day, then you're not gonna achieve anything. Make sure that your small changes compound over time and it's positive, right? Number 9, overnight success takes years. If you're lucky, it'll probably take you months. But if you're lucky. But usually, we were just talking earlier today about rappers and how all rappers are whack. Until such time that they have a hit. How many albums did Russ have before he became Russ? 11. And how long has Lil Nas X been rapping before Old Town Road came out? A lot of years. Jay-Z wasn't huge. He was a different person. Kanye West. One of my favorite rappers of all time, 50 Cent. He didn't have the album with In the Club. He had a few albums before that and nobody listened to him. It takes the average millionaire 28 years to get their, for example, first million. And for me, it took me 34 years to get to my first $1 million. And it wasn't by accident. It took years of trying and trying and trying over and over again before finally hit something. The first one is the hardest. Here's the thing. When I made my first million at 34, that was probably the easiest. The next one took me 11 months. So my next product that I came up with took me 11 months only to create from there before I made my next one, and so on and so forth. So I'm already working on my 4th product or brand that I'm trying to grow. It wouldn't reach to number 2, number 3, number 4 if I didn't take it to number 1 yet. And before I took that to number 1, the first one, it took me a lot of failures before I got to that. It's by no means an accident. So it's not an overnight success. People think that, when I did my first Wholesome event, it was an overnight success. No, it wasn't. I was doing events for other people and doing things that I was doing during that time, even before that. And I failed miserably before that. So success takes a lot of effort, focus, failure, a lot of passion, and a lot of discipline. And most importantly, I think brought me over the top was consistency. Like, I was so crazy about being consistent. Like, every day, every time I woke up, I always had that purpose wherein I have to do something for what I'm trying to build in my community. That every day is the only thing I thought about. I was so crazy intense about being consistent that it created my discipline for who I am. So your habits today build the future for yourself tomorrow. The habits that you're doing now, it's for tomorrow. It also lessens you procrastinating or overthinking. basically. So you think about things you can do now instead of things you need to do tomorrow. So that's number 9. And finally, number 10, which is knowledge compounds over time. You see the books here at my back. There's a lot more where that came from at my house, where I've been reading a lot of books, from mythology to marketing to self-worth to finance to autobiographies to mindset, human psychology, investing. All these things I've read because I'm interested in them. Investing in your knowledge is one of the best thing that offers the highest return on investment for you. I didn't care how much the book costs. As long as I know that it could bring me value, it's got great returns for me. People don't understand that, if you buy a book, if you can't afford it, you can download it online too, and then download it on your Kindle, and it'll be the same thing. But I like the touch experience, wherein I turn the page and go into the next. I mean, I have a Kindle, a paper white, and I use that sometimes, but I still like the touch of paper. So I like turning the page, putting a bookmark, going to my next page, and so on. So I'm kind of old school like that. But it's the same thing. How do you compound your knowledge? Number 1, of course, read quality books. Don't just ride the hype. Number 2, take quality courses. And number 3, find quality mentors that you can get. Probably 7 solid mentors in my life. And I want to thank all of them for being my mentors and for guiding me throughout the years. I'm very thankful to have a lot of great mentors from the first time I started my journey and my career and so on. I'm very thankful for mentors. They're a cheat code. So, and number 4, you want to seek quality relationships. It's not just personal relationships, it's work relationships, it's business relationships. So you want to seek as many quality relationships as you can. Knowledge compounds interest, and it builds. Knowledge builds like compound interest, and it's the 8th wonder of the world, as Warren Buffett always tells it. Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world, because it just grows over time. So that's all the 10 important takeaways I have from the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. If you haven't read the book, you can buy it at any most major bookstores. Maybe Fully Book has them. It's always available, or you can download it on Kindle, or you can just go to PDF Drive, pirate some of my favorite books that are not available locally. So there's no excuse. You can read that book over and over again. Here's the tip. I would rather read one book 100 times than read 100 books one time. Does that make sense? If it makes sense, comment in the comment section down below if you think it makes sense. That's all I have for you today. If you found value in today's episode, make sure to subscribe and leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video again. Peace.